Hello, today I'll be talking about the SPMA-2P91 take-home video assignment. So first up, there are four drivers. We've got technology, commercialization, convergence, and globalization. So first up, for technology, AI and VR are taking over sports, as we know, especially in soccer and the NFL. The NFL kind of just came out with a new rule where they're getting rid of like the refs withholding like the 10-yard, the big orange 10-yard signs. They're just gonna have like a hawkeye view. And it's still because people are just kind of sick and tired of refs not making the right call. So if it's a computer camera, there's more people that can analyze it. It's not just the refs on the field, it's everyone out and about, everyone in the stadium helping out. Then up is commercialization. Major broadcasting deals and sponsorship drives revenue, right? So like the NFL's Super Bowl, like it costs so much money for an ad. Like the most expensive one was Amazon's Mind Reader in Super Bowl 56. And it was 130 seconds for $26 million, the most expensive one ever. And then on average, a 30-second spot, like for an ad, is about 8 million, which is absurd. So much money just to have your 30-second commercial up there once or twice, maybe 5 times, depending how many commercial breaks there are, how the game's going, stuff like that. Then is convergence, the blending of traditional media and digital platforms. So obviously, not a lot of people have cable these days, so everyone's on ESPN+, DAZN, or YouTube Live, and it's just so much easier. Well, not easier, but everyone's on their phone, and no one really has cable anymore, so everyone has all the streaming platforms, all the like YouTube+, all that stuff. So it's just different platforms to watch the games on instead of cable where you gotta scroll through all the channels. It's just easy to search it up, go on a certain platform, watch it, boom, done, easy. Next up is globalization. Sport leagues expanding beyond their home markets. For the NFL, like the NBA, I talked about the NFL, we'll talk about the NBA. The NBA has games in different countries, different continents like Asia, Europe. They go over there different times during the year just to see, but get different continents and people's perspectives that don't watch it as much or maybe not as popular over there. They'll grab the audience, people that do like it, get watch the games, they tell their friends, maybe more people will come, grab a broader, more worldly view on the NBA. And then next is how will sports continue to change in next year? I'm talking post 2024. So we've got technology, commercialization, convergence, and globalization once again. Like I said already, AI is kind of taking over the world right now, especially in sports. Like I talked about earlier, the NFL getting rid of the 10-yard markers, hawkeye view, just so much easier on everybody. And then commercialization. Some streaming platforms have gone to commercials, which kind of, in my opinion, defeats the whole purpose of a streaming platform. Because if you're paying the extra money for a streaming platform, there should be no commercials. I'm talking pure game time. It's like your experience watching it should be the same as if you're in the game. Like no commercial breaks. You can like always watching the game. Obviously you can't get snacks because you're at home, but like no concession stands, but you're just watching the game perfectly. No commercials, no breaks, nothing. Then convergence, like I said already, everyone's watching their stuffs on their own platforms. No one has cable. No one's got a TV anymore. Everyone's got an Apple TV or a Google TV, and then they have like Netflix, ESPN+, NHL, NBA Live, all these different platforms. It's just because no one buys cable anymore. Like it's just not popular because everyone's shifting away from it. And then globalization, WNBA, they're emerging sports, same with the PWHL. They're rising in prominence, popularity, all these like different places. And right now the PWHL and WNBA are kind of on the map. I'd say Caitlin Clark has definitely put the WNBA on the map. And the PWHL, the TSN and ESPN are kind of broadcasting them more. Obviously, it's not even. I'd still say it's like 80% men, 20% women, which is not great. But we're working on it, They're still up and coming. They're gaining popularity, more sponsors, other like promotions that more people come to the game, stuff like that. And then media coverage for niche sports. So niche sports use digital platforms to reach audiences. Like the PWHL can be on YouTube or CBC streaming, right? And like I said earlier, no one's got cable, everyone's on their own platforms. It's just so much easier to search it up, look it up, look for the exact game you're looking for. No commercials, hopefully, because obviously some are getting commercials. But, and then surfing, WSL, World Surf League. So obviously surfing is not a worldwide country, as not every continent or country has beach, right? So it's probably more popular in Australia, New Zealand, South America, stuff like that. So where beaches are. And it's just easier because it's not worldwide big, but it's still big enough that a lot of people want to watch it. So they're still going to want to look it up, search it, boom, done. Platforms so much easier than cable. And sometimes cable just, they don't stream these things, you know what I mean? Like, it's a small enough audience, well, not small enough, yeah, I guess. It's a small enough audience that it's a certain taste. It's a certain taste that not everyone likes, so it's easier if it's just in one place, everyone knows where to go, boom, done. And then esports. League of Legends, Call of Duty, every kid plays video games these days, right? And everyone wants to watch who's the best. So Twitch and YouTube Gaming are probably the two best to watch it on. It's got every YouTuber's on there, every Twitch player's on there, every esport gamer is on there, ready to go. Search them up, watch their gameplay. It's just easy. Once again, streaming platforms, not cable. Not that esports would ever be on cable. Well, they could be, but not really. So they're more focused as YouTube, people who are on YouTube more, kids my age, younger, stuff like that. And then entertainment, information, and education and broadcasting. So I'm a huge Sens fan. I'm from Ottawa, obviously. And the way they do it is pretty good. So entertainment-wise, talking highlight reel goals, mic'd up plays, dramatic game recaps, just watching the game highlights, just seeing all the players dominate. Oh, they did really good this week. Oh, Tkachuk did bad this week. Shabbat did better this week than last week. Stutzel's injured, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Which are all hypothetical, by the way. And then information, I'm talking pregame analysis, real-time stats. So they always have like the shots, on the screen. Like if I'm watching the game, it's like has a score and that says shots, and then sometimes it'll pop up like face-off wins, time on attack, just like stuff like that. And then it's kind of cool because there's like behind the bench presence. So like you get to talk to the players, you get to talk to the coaches if they're, up to talking, which they usually are because they want to be on TV and promote themselves. Anyways, so behind the bench is really cool because you get to ask the coach questions. How you feeling? Down 2-1, going into third. What are your thoughts? What do you tell your guys? You kind of get not a locker room experience, but like a coach's experience because you're talking to the coach, talking to the players. They're letting you in on not the plan, obviously, because you don't want to tell everyone your plan, but like what they're gonna tell their players to hype them up, like get them going, change the pace, do what you need to do, stuff like that. And then how sponsors gain access to fans on media. So jersey sponsorships is a huge one, right? Because everybody wants a jersey. If you're cheering for the Nuggets, you want a Jokic or Jamal Murray jersey. If you're a Golden State fan, you want a Jimmy Bucket jersey recently, just got traded, Steph Curry jersey and stuff like that. You want people to know who you cheer for. And NBA players have the sponsor patches. It's all the logo, stuff like that. You want others to know who you cheer for. Also, the NHL digitally alters rink boards. So like, obviously the board goes all the way around the rink, and then it's they're all screens, and it's all different ads changed throughout the game. And recently they've been doing like only on TV, not in game. On TV they have like ads on the ice. So like let's say Winnipeg's breaking out of their zone into Calgary. Once they leave that zone, they're in the middle, like between the hash marks up a bit on the blue line, is an ad. Like it's a literal ad. Like you can see it's like Bell or Scotiabank or whatever they're sponsoring, which is pretty cool how they like can have like on a TV, they can like not print, but like project. They can project another ad instead of just the ones around the board, sorry. Social media campaigns, sponsorships, like Nike partnering with athletes like Serena Williams for viral ads, because tennis is kind of up and coming. So Serena Williams, obviously, best women tennis player of all time. Nike slapping their logo on her, giving her her own clothes. I don't think she has a shoe yet, but like rackets, shoes, tennis balls, stuff like that. Everything around Serena Williams, Nike kind of took her. You're mine. Everything she uses, plays in, practices with, just has in general, has the swoosh on it. It's got the Nike. They're trying to sponsor the heck out of it because she is the best player, and obviously Nike wants to be the best. And then sport as a vehicle for change. Racial equality and gender equality are obviously the two major things nowadays. For racial equality, for example, Colin Kaepernick, NBA player, kneeled during the national anthem because he wanted to speak out against police racism and brutality. And as we know, George Floyd's death brought a huge thing, especially around the NBA, as there are a lot of colored players, and they wanted to speak out. And a biggest way to do that was you go on one knee. Some had the fists, some were all the players were wearing like Black Lives Matter jerseys, all that stuff. And it was just kind of cool how he was the first one to kneel and speak out about the issue. He didn't start the movement, but he kind of started getting people's heads to turn. And then for gender equality, the USWNT's fight for equality in pay in soccer is atrocious because men make so much more money. Like, you're comparing Cristiano Ronaldo to Christine Sinclair, like two very different soccer players, obviously, but Ronaldo's probably the best. Sinclair obviously was the best Canadian women's soccer player, most popular, and the pay is just extremely different. Like, men get, like, Cristiano Ronaldo was making, like, I don't know the exact number, but tens of millions of dollars, if not hundreds of millions. And I'm assuming, I don't know how much Sinclair is making, but she is probably not making that near that amount of money. Like, maybe $1 million a year, maybe. Obviously sponsorships, other stuff like that adds to their payroll as well, but I'm talking like just straight contract and pay. And then PR and sport. So we got 5 uses with examples. So we got crisis management, brand image, fan engagement, sponsorship, activation, and community relations. So obviously COVID-19 happened in 2020, and the NBA I think they did a really good job with the bubble. Obviously the Lakers won, but they kind of kept all the teams together and their families in the same hotel, like no interaction with other people. Like, the NBA kind of lived together, like they obviously didn't live together, but like they're in the same hotels, like, and they were in the same bubble. Like, no one could come in, no one could come out. You were stuck. You were an NBA player, you were playing NBA. No fans, obviously, but it was kind of cool how they had like seats. You could like you could pay and you could like join, and your face would be like in a seat. Obviously it's a screen, and just kind of cool how they did it like that. And then brand image, LeBron James, like him saying I promise, his I promise statement, and school strengthening his legacy. Like, he even helped his community back in Ohio, and he just like the help kids at risk movement, like, very big deal. He donates a lot of his money back to where he came from. He doesn't forget his roots, which is very important if you're a sports player, because people want to know where you came from, who trained you, who you're thankful for, all this stuff. Very important. And then fan engagement, Blue Jays. They have so many activities. Like, they had the Junior Jays Saturday nights, pre-game activities, like you can go down the field, run the bases, interact with the players, blah, blah, blah. Pretty cool. You'd have to pay for those things typically, but it's still pretty cool how you can do it. And then 50-50. So I don't know if you know about 50-50 tickets. So let's say you get $20, you pay $20, you get however many tickets. $10 goes to the Blue Jays, and then $10 goes to their sponsor, their charity. So it's kind of nice how they split it, 50-50, kind of goes with the name. And then sponsorship activation. Red Bull has been recently slapping their label on anything extreme sport, and I'm talking anything: skiing, dirt biking, driving a plane, like skydiving, all these like crazy things that people are doing. Red Bull slapping their logo on it and being a part of it, and it's really cool to see. And then community relations. NHL teams, like the NHL is a very white dominated sport. 93% of the league is white, and 7% of the players are colored. Right? So there's a huge gap, and obviously we're working on that, but it's not the NHL's fault. Well, I guess it is the NHL's fault, but I guess you need more like awareness. Not awareness, but color. Like, more hockey needs to be popular where more people are colored, so you get more diversity, not just whites or blacks. You get Asians, Hispanics, everybody. Getting everybody a piece of the pie in the NHL. And then last question, better representation of women in media. Obviously, women are up and coming, and there's a PWHL, WNBA. The All-Stars are putting them on the map. It's kind of cool to see. And I feel that TSN has done a great job because they have women reporters, women analysts, and those people are interviewing WNBA players, PWHL players, stuff like that. And it's really cool to see how TSN and ESPN are like kind of not starting the movement, but boosting and encouraging the movement for women in sport. Anyways, that's all I've got for today, and I hope you guys have a good rest of the day.